Hi everybody, it's Kimberly Castle with our last installment of Tiara Talk. I'm excited to be back this week. We are talking about interview preparation this week and public speaking. So this is going to be the last installment. I think this is number 7 in the series. Make sure you go to kimberlycastle.net to get your free 101 tips for pageant success and to sign up for the full course with all the amazing handouts that you get. So again, today we're talking about public speaking and just a few things. I just want to start with top 5 steps for really conquering your fear around public speaking. And the first one is just read books. Read a lot of books. I do a lot of book reading in the area of personal development, self-help books. They've really helped me have confidence when I step on stage so that I'm not afraid, I'm confident in what I'm speaking about, and I just can portray that self-confidence on stage in front of everybody. A couple of the books that I really like is How to Win Friends and Influence People and The Alchemist. They're both really great books. They're kind of classics, so you can't really go wrong, so make sure to check those out. The second one is stop being selfish. It's not all about you. Usually if you're nervous and you're speaking on stage, it's because you're too worried and too concerned about how you look, how you're coming across on stage. If you would just get up on stage and portray yourself with the confidence that you have, as if you're there to share your knowledge with the audience and to give of yourself to the audience, you're shifting that perspective. So it's not all about you, it's about your audience. Make sure you're there to share with them something amazing, and they're gonna walk away from it with a great experience. And the reality is they want you to succeed. They don't want you to fail. So, number 3, I've never admitted my nervousness. I'm kind of that girl who, really fake it till you make it. And my mom always gave me a great tip, and it was really dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. And it's sort of the same thing. So if you're wearing the suit for the job you want, you look the part, and the chances are you're probably going to be successful if you're interviewing for a job or something like that. It's the same thing here. If you are portraying confidence, that confidence is going to come across and your audience is going to believe it. Next, number 4 is be prepared. Know what you're talking about. Know who your audience is and what they're excited to hear about from you. When you're preparing for the Mrs. Globe pageant, we do something called a personality profile, and you have really 1 minute, 60 seconds to get across your message. So you want to make sure you're prepared and that you know exactly what you want to say, and you are very concise in delivering it. And that really brings me to tip number 5, and that is practice. So practice your speech and what you want to say. Again, when we're looking at the Mrs. Globe pageant, if you only have 60 seconds, that's a very small soundbite. You want to make sure that you're prepared. If you go over that 60 seconds, the moderator is going to cut you off. And so oftentimes it can come across as though you look flustered because you haven't finished your thought and you have to hand the mic over. So be prepared and practice. Those are sort of the top 5 tips that I have. A few other things that I'd want you to consider when you're getting ready for the personality profile is really write out what you want to say and practice it, and actually time it and do it in front of a camera and record it, because then you can play it back and actually see how you are, how you're holding yourself, if you're using your hands too much, if you're saying a lot. And while it's only 60 seconds, I think it's really important, again, for you to practice not having a piece of paper with you when you get up there. While it's not discouraged and you don't get marked down for it, I think that you should be able to talk about yourself for 60 seconds without having to reference a paper. So I think that if you, again, go back to that being prepared and practiced, you'll have no problems remembering what you want to say and covering the 60-second that you have. Laugh. Laugh, because if you laugh, the judges are gonna laugh, and it also shows that you are comfortable on stage. There was actually a quote from Miss America 1980, Cheryl Pruitt Salem. She said, "Laugh, make the judges laugh, have a good time." Usually the girl who can laugh is the most relaxed because she knows who she is and she is comfortable in herself. And that's so true. You can tell when a woman is very nervous on stage, when she's getting up there to do her speech or to give an answer. Yeah, definitely laugh. I mean, don't make it forced and weird, but make sure that it's genuine and it's appropriate for the discussion that you're having on stage. All right, so interview preparation, a couple of things. The purpose of the interview is to see if you as a contestant can think on your feet, and then also can think on your feet and just speak in sound bites. We don't want you to be dragging on and on about a topic, and that's also why the personality profile is only 60 seconds. Plus, there's many women to get through in order to get their message across. So things you might get asked, anything that might be in your bio form. You might get questions like, so tell us about yourself. Make sure you have a soundbite that you're ready and prepared with if you get asked that question. You might get asked, why did you enter the pageant? What's your reason for entering the pageant? Or why do you think you should be the next Mrs. Globe? One of the ones that we used to ask at the Mrs. Canada Globe pageant is, how would you spend your year if you won the Mrs. Globe title? These are all things that are really important. Keep in mind, this is basically a job interview. You have a job that you're being interviewed for if you were to win this title, and we're interested in knowing what you're going to do with it. A few last interview tips. Don't stall before you get the question. I know this happens sometimes if you lose your thought, but don't say, hey, that's a great question, Alex. Everybody knows that's a stall tactic, and we know you're trying to put your thoughts together. We understand that might happen sometimes, but if you can, avoid doing that. Again, learn to speak precisely, get to the point of what you're going to say, and be quiet. You do not need to go on and on. You want to be concise and precise about what you're saying. Again, you don't have to ramble on. Learn to think 1, 2, 3, and shut up. 1, 2, 3, and shut up. So say what you need to say, and then be quiet and let the moderator or the judges speak if they need to. If you don't know the answer, say so. Say, I don't know the answer. Don't try to fake it. Don't try to spend too much time trying to explain why you don't know the answer. Be very clear and to the point. You don't know the answer, and it's as simple as that. All right, everybody, that is it for this week. Preparing for public speaking and interview. This is our last installment of Tiara Talk, and again, this is Kimberly Castle.